I didn't remember turning the camera on. That was the first thing that felt wrong. It was past midnight and I had just gotten back home. My apartment was exactly how I left it. Silent, still, untouched. I dropped my keys on the table, kicked off my shoes, and reached for my phone. That's when I saw it. Recording. The red dot blinked quietly on the screen. At first, I thought it was a glitch. Maybe I accidentally tapped something before leaving. But when I opened the app, my stomach tightened. The recording had started hours ago. Before I even got home, I pressed play. The footage showed my apartment, dark, empty. Nothing unusual at first, just the faint glow from the streetlight leaking through the curtains. The camera was angled slightly downward, capturing the living room and part of the hallway. I kept watching. Minutes passed. Nothing. Then, a sound, soft, almost too quiet to notice, a creak, coming from the hallway. I leaned closer to the screen. The hallway was still dark, but something felt off. Like the shadows weren't sitting right, like they were shifting, breathing. Then I saw it. A shape. At first, it looked like nothing more than darkness folding into itself. But slowly, it moved. Something was standing there, watching. My chest tightened. I don't remember breathing. The figure didn't step forward. It didn't make a sound. It just stood there, barely visible, like it didn't belong to the room or the light. And then it tilted its head. Not toward the room, toward the camera, toward me. I dropped the phone. The silence in my apartment suddenly felt heavier, thicker, like the air itself was pressing against my skin. I looked up. The hallway was right there, dark, empty, exactly like in the video. I forced myself to laugh, a weak, nervous sound that didn't feel real. My mind tried to explain it away, lighting, shadows, imagination, anything but what I saw. But my hands were shaking. Slowly, I picked the phone back up. The video was still playing. The figure was still there, except it wasn't in the hallway anymore. It was closer. I froze. Frame by frame, it had moved forward. Silent, unnatural, impossible to track. 1 second it was far, the next it was just outside the living room. Closer to the camera, closer to me. My reflection flickered faintly on the screen, overlapping with the footage. And for a split second, I thought I saw something behind me. I didn't turn around. I couldn't. Instead, I kept watching. The figure stepped into the light. Not fully, never fully. Its edges blurred like it didn't want to be seen, or like the camera couldn't understand what it was capturing. Then, it did something worse. It leaned in, right toward the lens. The screen filled with darkness, but not complete darkness. There was movement, subtle, breathing, and then a whisper, so quiet I almost missed it. "You're back." The video ended. My heart was pounding so hard it hurt. I checked the timestamp again. The recording had stopped. Just seconds before I walked through the door. Before I got home. Before I was supposed to be here. I sat there staring at the screen, trying to make sense of it, trying to convince myself it wasn't real, that I wasn't alone. Then my phone vibrated. A new notification, another recording. My blood ran cold. I hadn't touched the camera. Slowly, I opened it. Live. The camera was on again, but this time, it wasn't facing the room. It was facing me and behind me. In the reflection of the screen, something was standing there, closer than before, watching, waiting. And the worst part? It didn't look like it was hiding anymore. It looked like it was ready. I couldn't move. My eyes were locked on the screen, but every instinct screamed for me to turn around. My body refused. The live feed trembled. The thing behind me shifted. Slow, deliberate. Its outline became clearer in the reflection, taller than I expected, its posture bent in a way that didn't feel human. Its head leaned to one side as if listening. My breath hitched, and then it moved closer. I felt it, not a sound, not a step, just a presence, right behind me, close enough that the air turned cold against my neck. The screen flickered. For a moment, the reflection sharpened, and I saw its face, or where a face should have been. No eyes, no mouth, just an absence, a hollow space pulling everything into it. My phone slipped slightly. That's when the whisper came again. This time, not from the speaker, from behind me. "Don't turn around." My heart stopped, because I realized something worse than fear. It wasn't a warning, it was a command. And somehow, I knew it wasn't talking to me.